Welcome back to the Brush Creek Podcast. I'm your host, Chance Tudor.
And as always, I'm Chaz Truehill. Welcome back to Brush Creek Podcast 27.3. It's a good time to be on the mic, good day to be in the house, and we're ready to record.
Yeah, it's actually hot outside today.
It is, yeah.
I have a hoodie on because we're inside, but
I told Chance today would be a good day to do it. We close early on Wednesdays, so we just locked up the shop, went and grabbed lunch, and made a few notes, and we're ready to record. So
we got some J Pho.
It's actually really good.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I'm kind of digging it.
It's kind of my new go-to spot.
Yeah, if you guys live in the J area and you're not eating at J Pho, shame on you because it is good. And I think there's a little bit of people that said it wasn't good at first, but they've got everything kind of worked out there.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah, we've ate there 4 times in the past 2 weeks probably.
Yeah, if you get the lunch special, it's like $9.90.
Yeah, super cheap. And even just
you get a bunch of food too.
A big bowl of pho, which is more than you can eat, is $11. I mean,
what do you get? The P3?
P3. I get it's a brisket and round eye steak or maybe?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
I got the P4 today. It was
brisket and meatball, right?
No, it wasn't brisket.
Round eye and meatball.
Round and meatball.
Yeah.
It was okay. The meatball was
a little weird.
Different than what I was expecting. I mean, it's still good, but
yeah.
I'd probably get the P3 next time.
It's hard to beat. I mean, it's like authentic.
Oh yeah,
authentic Asian food. As far as I think it's
never really
I don't know if they're Hmong or
exactly
Vietnamese,
like
but yeah, it's not like a buffet style.
Yeah, it's
place.
not like going to Chinese restaurant Grove.
Right. This is authentic, but it's good. I mean, if you're in the J area and you haven't tried J Pho, you're crazy. So get out there and try some. Episode 16. We are 15 episodes down already, recording 16, and like always, we like to every now and then just have us on here just to kind of catch you up on things that we're doing. Without, it's kind of hard not to ever. You don't want to overrun your guest and talk about stuff that we want to talk about. So,
right.
Guest is a good time to talk about things that they're into or things that we're pushing toward. And then sometimes we just want to do ours just because we're booked up. We have I think the next 4 or 5 episodes are booked already. We just wanted to do just the two of us, just more of an update. Got a few things that are new to Brush Creek Podcasts, and you're looking at them right here. This is, if you can see the screen, if you're viewing, you'll see that there's a hat selection. We actually have 6 total hats. I just put 5 in here today, but actually 12 total hats because there's 6 different colors with 2 different patches on each hat. But I made a post on Facebook telling you guys, to please support us if you're a hat kind of guy or kind of woman. Please support us. It's the only way we're generating any kind of revenue at all for this podcast. It is completely out of pocket, and it's not an expensive hobby by any means. But every time we turn around, it's something we're having to buy. Yeah. Whether it be paying for the editor or paying for this or that,
different equipment, or
it's always something. So it's always something. We come up with some cool logos. Actually, both of them were AI generated on ChatGPT, but it's kind of neat how you can come up with a logo just by talking to a keyboard, basically. But anyways, come up with some logos and had a good friend of ours put them on a leather patch, and put them on some Richardson 112s, and then some Pacific hats that Chance likes to wear. They're really comfortable looking hats. Of course, the Richardson 112 is a tried and true. Everybody knows that hat. So more stuff to come soon. If you want to, reach out to us. They're $29 a hat. This just kind of goes back to our little budget pile of paying for more stuff and getting bigger and
so we can keep pumping these babies out. Because,
for sure.
I mean, like you said, it's not free. It's every time you turn around, it costs something to keep this thing rolling.
For sure. Yeah,
but we enjoy it and we want to keep it rolling. So we're going to try to, we got some hats, probably have some hoodies and some T-shirts in the near future.
Yep, for sure. We talked about even doing. Let us know if you comment on something. Or give us a like if you're interested in a short sleeve hoodie. I think they're kind of cool.
I think they're pretty tough.
So we're going to do some of those just because it's getting to that time of year where like a hoodie's almost too hot. But actually, Eric Spence can agree with this. My favorite time of year back when I was pretty much living at Lakemont with him and Laramie was the time of year where you can wear a hoodie and shorts. It's like the best time of year ever. But a short sleeve hoodie is maybe that much better. So looking at some of those, maybe get some options on some I don't know what looks best if we're doing embroidery or if we're doing, I don't know, vinyl or maybe what's the other?
Screen
printing.
Printing.
Yeah, we'll do something. So starting with hats. Hats are easy. We had a good friend that made them, pumped them out really quick.
Yeah, he did a good job on them too.
Is he doing that for your business, right?
Yeah.
Shout him out.
Yeah, I believe his business name is.
He does all of
I want to say it's All Star Printing.
He does all of All Star Team Roping, which is owned by Timmy Victory and Blake Larman. He does all of their apparel for it, and this is.
It's All Star Trophy.
All Star Trophy.
They're out of Owasso, Oklahoma.
Yeah, and this is Timmy that we're talking about. So, anyways, he pumped these out in a week, maybe less, and that was from the time we reached out to him. Reached out to him one day, and the next day he had as a sample patch, and then the next day we were ordering hats, and the next day they're on their way, and 2 days later they're ready to pick up. I mean, he was quick, great turnaround. So he'll be doing all of our hats probably from here on out.
It was less than a week.
Yeah, and I don't know if he doesn't board you or not. The only way
I don't know either.
If he doesn't board you, we'll have him do those two. If not, we'll maybe find someone that can do that. But anyways, got some stuff coming. So it's cool. I mean, we gotta promote ourselves a little bit, push the brand a little bit. You know, even if it just somebody's wearing a hat out in public and someone says, "Hey, what's that?" And you can give us a shout out and tell them to go follow us on Apple or Spotify or YouTube or Facebook or wherever. So that's the newest thing. Thank you guys. We've already sold a little over a dozen. I think
sold 12 yesterday and had one guy come pick one up today.
Yeah, so 13 hats already gone in one day. That's pretty good. So, and we're just, I mean, like I said, we're just fresh. Today's Wednesday. We literally got these hats yesterday morning. Mm-hmm. Got them yesterday morning. We've sold 13 so far. So thank you guys for the support. By the time this episode's out, which is probably Friday or Saturday, hopefully we're out of hats by then and ordering more back. So that'd be the goal. But anyways, that's a little update for Brush Creek Podcast. This is episode 16. Like I said, just Chance and I. No guests tonight.
It's been a minute since it was just us on here. Probably when we give the update after we got hacked.
Yep, the Christmas hack. Yeah, we done episode 1, ago, then episode like 5, and then maybe 9 or something. And since then, episode 1, 5, and 9, I think's what it is. We were going to try to do one every 4th episode, but we had so many guests. It was
got to get them while we can. Oh yeah, get them on here while we can.
Yeah, and we were trying to be seasonal too. I mean, get the stories on while it's that season. So
we had the deer hunters, trappers, coyotes, pigs.
Yeah.
Now we're kind of wrapping all that stuff up, and we're looking forward to fishing, gigging, turkey hunting.
Short sleeve weather coming.
Yep. Mushroom hunting.
Oh man,
I'm about ready for a mess of mushrooms and some wild turkey.
When you get somebody on here that knows a lot about morel, that will bring us a bunch.
Maybe they bring us a batch.
So it's been good. Any updates other than that, Chance, on just Brush Creek Podcast in general?
Oof. Not really. Me and you went gigging the other night.
Yeah, man, that was fun. We planned on doing this episode, just the two of us, and doing a little bit of a gigging update and kind of lake update, if you will. And I said, well, before we give you kind of update, we got to have some factual evidence. So the only way to give an update on gigging is to go gigging. So anyways, we went and did that. Chance, I'll let you kind of do a little gigging report.
Yeah, we went on Sunday night. I texted Chaz. I was like, you want to go gigging this weekend or whatever. And, he's got ball games and stuff. And I was like, what about Sunday? I looked at the weather. It was going to be a very nice day, calm, no wind. We got down the lake, and sure enough, it was like glass. Mm-hmm. We both got down there about 5:30, built the fire. Max and Jess,
Rex,
they come down, built the fire, hung out. So Chaz, Max, and Mike went out in the boat.
Mike's first time gigging. Yeah, so Mike's the oldest one that lives with me, like a son. So first time he'd ever probably even been in a boat, honestly, as far as gigging.
Yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah, he's never done much of this life, and he's slowly, I think, realizing who he lives with. I hope one day he wakes up and hang on a second, it's actually a pretty cool pad. This guy living here is pretty cool. I'm going to hang out with him a little more. So anyways, he had fun. He gets cold pretty easy. So
his hands were cold.
Yeah, he told me to trade out with him. But
Max, it was kind of warm that day, and then as soon as it started getting dark, that temp started dropping fast.
It got chilly quick Sunday night, yeah. Which we still wound up killing a good mess of fish.
Oh, yeah, we had plenty. So we all loaded up and went out, and Chaz drove me around for just a little while. I killed a handful of suckers. Then we let the kids get up there and gig, and I don't think Mike got one,
No,
but
he got pretty close. He actually, his hand-eye coordination looked good.
Yeah.
For never doing it before. I mean, he didn't know how to hold the gig. I had to tell him,
he had
turn your left hand over.
Some people gig like that.
Right. Yeah, he has his left hand upright instead of, like it can hold water, like on the flip side. So flipped his hand over, and you could tell his hand-eye coordination, which he's athletic, pretty talented. I'd figured he'd take on pretty quick. If it wasn't been so cold, he probably would have hung in a little. But there wasn't a whole lot of fish either. It was
and the water was dirty.
Yeah, kind of sparse and kind of dirty.
Pretty dirty. So it's kind of hard for them kids to see when it's not crystal clear.
Right.
Max ended up killing 2 red deer, I think.
Mm-hmm. Which
he stuck a sucker, but he didn't get it.
Yeah, he's a hand.
Yeah, he's pretty
for
good
a 10-year-old kid.
For not going like
No
a whole
kidding.
lot. I mean, this is his first time going since last.
That's my fault.
Last spring.
Makes me feel terrible. We were going to go a few times this fall and just.
Oh no, he probably didn't get the gig whenever it was real cold when you guys went.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he went with
like 10 degrees.
Yeah, it was 13 degrees, and no, he didn't gig it at all. But he might have slung the gig a little bit. I think his hands got cold really fast, obviously. But yeah, I mean, this is his first time really. Probably one of the first times just to actually go gigging. Our deal is always like the night before we're practicing, and then we're in the tournament. And
this is kind of what it's all about.
Yeah,
get the whole experience in.
Shame on me for having a boat in my shop and being too busy to take it. So yeah, and he actually asked me a couple nights ago. He said, "Dad, can I cash in my savings account and buy my own gigging boat?" I said, "Why?" He said, "Because I want to go more." So you got one in the shop. He's like, "Well, that's yours." I said, "No, it's not. It's ours." And now he's like, "How much longer until I get my driver's license?"
Oh man,
I can't wait till he hooks onto the boat and pulls out there. I won't see him again probably.
Not if he's anything like me.
It's funny you say that. I was working at the assessor's office one time, and I don't know if you guys know that, Wayne Tudor worked there for 200 or 300 years.
Yeah.
And I was working under Wayne, which he was a great mentor. This is B Chance's dad, Wayne Tudor. And somehow we got on the subject of saddest day ever or most impactful day. I don't know how it was. We were man talking, but all of a sudden we got pretty soft-eyed pretty quick. And he said, "I remember exactly what the saddest day of my life was." I said, "What was that?" He said, "When Chance turned 16. And I was kind of like, I just had a year-old kid. I don't really know, or not even a year-old. Max was barely born probably.
Talking a little fatherhood
stuff
or something.
And he said, I'll never forget, he got in that truck and backed up to that boat, and he said, I stepped down on the porch, and I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Going gigging." And he said, "I thought any second he's going to be like, 'You want to go?'" And he turned around and said, "I'll see you later." He said, man, he pulled out of there. He said, "I cried like a baby." He said, "I never saw him go gig without me." And he said, "It broke my heart." And I thought, golly, I don't ever want to see that day. Now Max is 10 years old. I mean, man.
Already asking.
Yeah. Wanting to know if he can drive my truck down there. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" He's like, "Well, can we put a ball on the buggy?" Oh, goodness. Kids grow up fast. But no, he's loving it. And we're actually going to go again this week. So Chance and I are going to go Friday again. I'll probably take my boat as well. That way he can.
Yeah, I think TJ's wanting to go.
Yeah. I'll let Max gig the whole night. Maybe Mike will go if it's warm enough. So gigging's fun. I mean, it's a good time of year right now. And I'm bad about. I know you're not because you're always in gig mode, like you're always in deer mode. But I'm bad about end of March being like, "All right, let's get the boat out," and you're like, "Man, I've been gigging since January," and then
that's kind of when gigging season starts for everyone,
right?
And it's kind of winding down for me,
right?
It gets to be a lot of people, which is good.
And fish are harder to clean too, or scale. Yeah,
they get horny headed and they're hard to scale, and they start tasting a little bit different when they getting ready to spawn. They get a little muddier tasting, which I kind of like that.
I don't mind that either.
It tastes like fish to me.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of winding down about that point. I mean, I'm still going. But
right now, it's really the prime time.
Oh yeah, when it's cold,
kill mess, pretty quick, and it doesn't get dark at 10 o'clock.
Right.
I mean, that's a big deal. I mean, when later on, in the summer, it's getting dark at 9:15, 9:30. I mean, it's hard to go out and be home by midnight.
Oh, I know.
Right now, you can get out there at 6:40 or so and kill mess fish and eat and be done by 8:30 if you want. So
what we usually do after the time change, which time change is like, I can't remember the date, March 7th or something.
Something like that.
1st of March, time changes, so it gets dark at 8:30. It's like, gosh dang, after you get done cooking, it's midnight. So what we'll do, sand bass are usually running by then, and we always, go down there and try to kill 30 or 40 sand bass, clean them, and then the next night or save them for next time you go, cook them before dark.
Oh yeah.
Wife, kids can come down, eat, and you know it's not midnight.
That's the way to do it.
Then go out, kill them, and then you'll be ready for the next one.
That's the way to do it. That's a good idea. So you're always a day ahead, kind of. Yep. Yeah, you're when you get back from gigging, you're done.
Yeah, you clean them and go home.
Yeah,
instead of clean them, cook them.
Yeah, because usually when you put your boat in and pull it back out, it just started.
Yeah,
you think you got all the work to do.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you every now and then you might kill 100 sand bass, and it's like, oh my, what have we done? It's
really neat when you get everything rolling. You turn around, and everybody's got a piece of bread in their hand, just waiting on you to get done cooking.
Hurry up!
How much longer? My wife said, Jess and I have ate as many fish sandwiches as probably anybody. I mean, she grew up with it, and I've been doing it since high school or middle school, but I mean, not as many as Chance by any means. But we've all ate fish just with salt or just with ketchup. And Jess and I are getting a little bougie. We like tortillas, and we'll bring some pepper jack cheese. Dude, I'll make a good sandwich. I'm not scared to make a wrap, I should say. But she said, I'll bring all the, what's she call it? The fluff.
The fluff, yeah.
So I said, Chance has the basics.
I was like, I got the basics, and she's got the fluff.
Yeah, she brought all the fluff. She brought the sauce, she'll bring some Asian zing or some green sauce or tapatio and ketchup. That's my new thing. If you haven't mixed tapatio, Mexican hot sauce with ketchup, making a hot, tangy ketchup, man, you ain't
I actually
living.
tried it on that those Mississippi Whites the other day.
It's good.
It's pretty good. It's like real spicy ketchup.
Man, it's good.
And I'm not just like a huge fan of ketchup.
Me neither. Actually, I left the ketchup days 15 or 20 years ago, probably. I'd assume just eat anything with fish besides ketchup. But yeah, mixing tapatio and ketchup that's kind of the new thing for me. I like green sauce. We eat a lot of that green, kind of like a green Tabasco, or what do they call that sauce at Homeland? Well, Homeland's not even here anymore.
I know. I haven't had it.
I don't know what it's called. It used to be $2 for $1.
It was Louisiana.
That's right, yeah.
Louisiana green sauce.
It's
a jalapeno pepper sauce is what it was.
It's like $2 for $1 for a long time.
$2 for $1.
Man, should have bought a semi-load of that stuff.
I would get a case of them.
Oh, yeah.
They'd order cases. I'd be like, I want to buy a case, so I have to carry a bunch of individual jars.
Yeah.
And I just keep it like in my toolbox. Always have it on me.
Yeah, if you're still eating sucker sandwiches or fish in general with just ketchup, come on, Laramie. This is calling out Laramie. Come on, do something different. Ketchup's been done before, but if you are using ketchup, at least mix it with tapatio. It's good stuff. Any lake reports as far as what did you say the water temperature was right now?
I believe I haven't been out in like a bass boat or any type of boat like that with a thermometer. But I did look it up the other day, and there's 2 or 3 different reports. One said 46, one said 47, and then there was one that was a little bit higher. I think it said 52.
Yeah.
Don't know what parts of the lake that come from, if that was on down where it's deeper or, up in the flats where it's shallow,
Right.
It's dirty up there, so, that it's going to be shallower and dirty. It's going to be a lot hotter. But it's getting close. Suckers spawn at like 54 degrees.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So between 54 and like 62.
Yeah. I wonder what what's the average like creek temperature? I wonder. Like in the summer. I mean, is it like a high 50, low 60 probably?
It stays pretty constant about year round, except for when it's like, we get those stretches like in July when it's like 100. It'll get a little bit warmer. But for the most part, I would say it's definitely 60s.
Yeah. When the older you get, it feels like it's about 15 degrees when you jump in there.
Yeah.
Man, when I was a kid, I could jump. I had to like talk myself into getting in the creek. I'll be like, ooh, one more step. My wife will splash me or push me or something. But speaking of some Lake Eucha stuff, I mean, we talk about Lake Eucha because that's Chance and I's home lake. I live on Lake Eucha. He lives on the other side of it. We're Brush Creek Podcast, which is probably I would say Brush Creek is maybe the number 2 supporter of Lake Eucha. And I don't really know the volume. I'm trying to think. There's rattlesnakes, obviously Spavinaw, Beatty.
It's definitely Beatty and Brush Creek.
Be a tie between them, you're saying?
I mean, those are definitely top 2. I mean, they're way bigger than rattlesnake or dry.
Yeah. And Spavinaw being number 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say Brush Creek. Anyways, Brush Creek Podcast, right? That's where we're at. So as far as
I would say Beatty's bigger than Brush Creek.
It probably is, yeah. The more I think about it, you're probably right.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, you can follow it,
Yeah, longer.
A lot farther.
Yeah.
You know, Brush Creek, it basically goes underground right outside of Jay, which is not too far. And Beatty Street, you can follow all the way to Maysville.
Yeah, you're probably right. Brush Creek's probably at number 3 then. Yeah. Anyways, I say that because if you're wondering, like, why don't they give a Grand Lake update? Well, I don't know. We don't know much about Grand Lake. You might find a local Grove podcast. No, we'll know more about that when we start doing a little more bass fishing.
Yeah,
but
crappie.
As far as I was thinking about
and noodling.
I live on, like I said, on Lake Eucha, just right on the City of Tulsa line, and City of Tulsa being because City of Tulsa owns Lake Eucha. That's their water supply, that and Spavinaw. The bridge project on 59, if you are from around this area, you know this. There's been a project since it started October 28th of 23 is when that started.
I was going to say you would probably know because you have to drive
by. I remember a sign
every single day
for 3 months that said October 28th, October 28th. I just remember thinking, oh, gosh, it's going to start any minute. And I was always afraid they're going to shut it down to one lane only. And they actually never did. I mean, there was a couple days where, with
the little stoplight deal.
Because the last time they worked on the bridge, it was like that for months at a time. But there was only, I think, 3 different days for like a 24-hour period that the actual lake was, or the bridge was a one lane. But other than that, man, they have done really well maintaining traffic on 59. But anyways, it started October 28th of 2023. So it's been, 2 years and 4 months, 5 months, and I think it's about done. Here
they're kind of wrapping it up, aren't they?
They are. It's February 18th today.
Yep.
They've done the last little pieces of asphalt on the sides of the concrete guardrails, or if you will. And I think those are in place to be able to come back and put the cable guardrails in. You know how a bridge always kind of ends in the cable? Because they're only like 5 foot wide, but yeah, I know that you guys are probably being bored with this. But anyways, I'm just letting you know, like, the bridge is finally, like, I don't know when that bridge was built. I want to say probably in the 60s, if I had to guess. Because the lake was built, we figured out a while ago, the lake was built around 52 to 53.
52.
Yeah. So
1952.
So there was the old lake bed would have went across Lake Eucha over there. So I don't know if they built the bridge like in 60 or
I don't know.
65. I don't know. Anyways, this bridge is old if you guys aren't from around here. And we finally have a bridge that I'll tell you this, it's one of those bridges.
I remember when they built Brush Creek Bridge.
Oh, yeah?
Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Like when we were kids?
Yeah, because
it used to be that
narrow.
small one. Yeah. You could jump off of it. And
I forgot about that.
Not very far. And then they put that big one in. It's like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I forgot about that. You're right.
Jumped off of it a few times, too.
Yeah. I didn't know you were supposed to swim in Lake Eucha.
It's Brush Creek.
That's true. But Lake Eucha Bridge, before this new remodel, or this completely new bridge, was one of those bridges that when you go to Lowe's to pick up something, like an ice chest or something you're worried sick about, for me, because I can drive from Grove all the way to south of Jay, and then the last 100 yards before my house, I start worrying if I'm going to lose my load or not. That trailer would be back there just bouncing, lawnmowers, four-wheelers. Anyway, so we get a new bridge, and I think I'm going to say, I'm just throwing a dart out there that by March 1st, this bridge will be done. Today's February 18th, and they're like picking up stuff. They got to paint some lines, and it's looking like that's probably it. So hopefully that'll be nice.
Yeah, that'd be good. What I wish they would hurry up and get done with is the dam.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. The dam is what has caused the problem with the lake levels right now. So I've done a little bit of research on this and reached out to an individual who gave me some details. What they are doing to the dam is called an anchoring project. So they drill down to bedrock underneath the dam, and they put these tension cables in where they can actually lock the dam to bedrock, because there's nothing really supporting a dam besides just the structure itself. So this is something they come back and do to these style of dams that are called spillway dams, or is that spillway?
Gravity.
Well,
half of it's gravity and half of it's the gate retainer.
Okay, I was thinking like the flow.
Because like when the flow over is a gravity flow.
Okay, yeah,
and
gravity.
Then the left hand side is a retainer system
for major flooding or whatever. Yeah. So with this type of dam, I guess what they worry about is, he said that the face of the dam will actually just fall back.
Did he say, like, if we didn't do this now, it was gonna? Yeah,
I think it was in pretty serious situation. It was a kind of a rescue project, is what I understood. But they actually titled this an anchoring project. So they're coming in with these high weight tension cables, and he said they're drilling underneath the dam into actual bedrock. And I don't know how they're splicing to that or adhering to it, and these cables come back up to the actual dam itself, and that basically for lack of better terms, that it adheres it to the actual bedrock. So no flood or any large capture of water can't overtake that dam. It's basically just a support system. So that's with that being said, he said this project started in November of 24. So we're a year and 3 months into that project. It is well over halfway done, and the expected date as far as a finish up project is June 6th of this year.
Okay.
So
I don't know how many times I've heard, when's the dam going to be done?
No kidding.
And I'm like, why are you asking me? Like, well, you're always down there. I'm like, well, I don't work on it.
Right.
So I'll ask one of the City of Tulsa workers, and they'll be like, May. And then I'll run into some people in the store that are actually working on the dam. And they're like, August of next year. And then you see someone else and like, oh, this summer. Yeah. So I guess we have a estimated June.
Correct. The actual date on paper right now is June 6th of 2026. So in a few short months. And the project will be done.
Looks like gigging tournament is going to be at Old Eucha then.
Correct. Yep. That's definitely where it's going to be. The full capacity of Lake Eucha is 778 before they take in effect of either opening the left side or obviously this is the gravity spillway itself. So right now the project is 775. So the lake is exactly 3 foot lower than normal. In November of 24, completely due to drought reasons, this dam before they started, the dam was the lake level was 769 feet. This is elevation. This is saying if you mark the top of the water at 778 feet above sea level. So 778 is regular. 775 is where it's at right now. Before the project started, it was 769. He said the misconception was people were saying that that was all adjusted because the dam project was going to happen, but that was completely drought driven. They weren't ready to actually start the project until that time. That's when they figured out the actual emergency itself. I don't know if it got so low they could see something or what happened, but
I don't know. I don't know if I buy that either.
Maybe not.
I just remember it got really low really fast.
Yeah. Very fast. I thought it was anticipating that, but he said
that's kind of what I was thinking. But
he said the drought that's the lowest the dam had been in quite some time was 769, which makes sense that they're
because I know they're supposed to drop it 2 feet in preparation for this. Mm-hmm. I felt like they dropped it 2 feet and then they dropped it another 2 feet, and then after that we didn't get any rain.
Yeah, I mean, that maybe all the things together, but it was 9 feet lower than normal.
It got way low.
And I asked him if this new dam was going to provide any capacity upwards. I mean, I don't know if we're creating any volume, but it's just going back to 778. That's what City of Tulsa.
It can't really do that.
Yeah, I didn't know what all they're doing.
I mean, you start
project.
flooding roads and stuff when you do that.
Yeah, that's true. So 778 is what it should be back to, with the rain, I guess. But
it's going to be nice when it gets back to full.
Yeah,
it's been pretty sucky with it low.
For sure. Yeah.
For fishing, gigging, a little bit of everything.
He said. He also said I had just assumed with the lake being that much lower, just because they're keeping it there for the barge is the whole reason for the barge that sits there. I thought that's why the creeks appeared as low as they are, which it is obviously a direct result of that. But he said that is also. He said they're not actually letting out as much water as they usually are as far as the actual drought itself. So they're not releasing. They don't have to release as much water as they normally would to keep it 775 right now because their actual. He said the Arkansas drought.
The inflow is not good.
Correct. I just assume because if your lake's 3 foot lower than it normally is, just the creek just looks shallower. But
that's why Spavinaw Creek looks terrible right now.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Like you drive to the boat ramp at the Giggin Flats, and there is no water.
Right.
Like a little piss stream basically.
Yeah.
And the flow's going on the Old Creek side too.
That's weird.
We haven't seen it like that in a long time.
I know. And with all this, with the dam project and the drought itself, I don't know if this will change the way our creek path is later. I mean,
who knows? Water kind of does what water wants to do. Right. I mean, you can divert it all you want, but it's a very powerful force, and it's just gonna kind of run where it wants to run.
Mm-hmm. Then I guess we'll call that the new creek again, and the new creek will be the old creek.
I think so. It's going to be weird if it does that because, I mean, basically there's not really a place to put your boat in up there.
I think it should be the old new creek and the new old creek.
Yeah.
Golly. People aren't going to know which way to go at the tournament. Just keep saying east or west if you're lining up.
Yeah,
You don't have to say new, old, and old, new. But no, that's it was pretty informative of, at least nice to hear an actual date. I mean, everybody just, like he said, they're always just like, I don't know, sometime. I don't know, next year. I heard 2 more years. I heard 4 years.
People's just throwing out numbers.
Yeah, I mean.
It's like, what do you believe?
And I'm not saying that's the facts, but I am telling you it's from the horse's mouth. And he said this June 6th, 2026 is the actual finished date.
I'd say he'd know because he works there and he lives there.
That's right. And this is called an anchoring project. Nothing really per se wrong with the dam. Just it was preventative maintenance. But at the same time, they saw an emergency that needed to be done so it didn't have a problem. I mean, I guess there would be something somewhat wrong, but this is just an aging problem.
Yeah. There's a lot of dam maintenance going on. Dam maintenance.
A lot of dam maintenance.
On the dams around our area.
Yeah.
They were working on the they did the same thing, or they're maybe not the same thing. They're doing something at Spavinaw also.
I guess when you have 6 to 8 100-year floods in 2 years, I mean,
that'll cause something.
I feel like I'm about 900 years old. This is once in a 100-year flood. I mean, I've experienced about, I don't know, at least 6 of these in the past few years. Yeah. So, and honestly, I think that just the difference of times or weather or whatever, that we're having to just do some preparation. And I mean, things are just different. I mean, there's earthquakes that used to not happen, and there's floods that shouldn't happen, and there's tornadoes in the winter. I mean, what else is new? So
everybody's clearing off timber. Yeah,
creates more erosion and more pasture land. Anyways, that's all the details I know of the dam. And I know this was just a short phone call. Just wanted to get some facts straight before I shared it with you guys. I thought it'd be kind of cool to at least know if you're fishing Lake Eucha or you're gigging Lake Eucha, you kind of know there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, and 3 foot low. I mean, it's not all that bad.
Right.
You get on down the lake. Some of those points that stick way out, you need to be careful going by them. But for the most part, I mean, it's
pretty navigable.
It's fairly full. I mean, it's not like it was.
Besides the creek.
Yeah, the creek looks terrible, but the lake's decent.
Yeah. What does Brush Creek look like? I haven't been up in it.
It's terrible.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Like past the mud bank part there, is it get pretty shallow real fast, or?
So you go under the bridge, headed the bridge by the flats. Mm-hmm. Go under it, and basically before you round the corner to go up towards the mud flat, it's dry.
Okay.
I mean, there's water, but it's not.
So there's a hole to mud flat to swim. You can't actually navigate it there.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, because I pulled up, like during duck season, I pulled up to the mud flat and just kind of looked out. Still a deep hole, but I didn't really pay attention if you could get there or not. No. So,
yeah. I mean, you might be able to if you got the right setup, but
if you want to wear a prop out.
Yeah.
That's nothing that important up there for me. So.
No, there's not going to be fish up there anyways.
Right. No, there actually is a bunch. Everybody go up there really quick.
That's where they're at.
So, yeah, like Chance said, the gigging tournament will be held at the old schoolhouse again. That is a fact, right? It's affirmative.
Yep.
Yeah, because the lake's obviously not going to change.
We discussed it at the meeting, and basically they said it's definitely probably going to be there. So
yeah.
they're preparing for it to be there.
Yeah, because unless some miracle happens between now and then. Which April's a long ways away, but at the same time, it's right around the corner.
Yeah, it's coming fast.
Yep.
So that'll be in my lifetime. This year will be the 3rd year that it's ever been at the old schoolhouse. Yep. Once in
2006.
Yeah, 2006.
And then
2006, and then 25, and then
26.
Yep. And that in 2006 was actually the first year that I ever got in the gigging tournament.
Oh yeah.
Me and Kyle Chumaluki. And I think we killed like 3 or 4 shad.
Oh, man.
It was awful. It was about like when it was 9 foot low, but it was lower, and it was dirty. And we just drove around all night, didn't see anything. And Kyle was like, well, let me up there. And I was like, get up here, big boy. I was like, I'm tired of looking at this dirty water.
3 shad.
Yeah, I think it took like, I'd have to look back at the records, but I think like 10th place was like 11 points or something.
Golly, be like 1 or 2 fish, depending on how big it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Not very many.
So, yeah, Greg.
Like 100 points won it or something.
Greg and Wall, didn't they make shirts like Mud Dogs or something for some of the guys?
Dogs, yeah.
Anybody that got above the bridge?
There was like I think like 5 boats that went on up to the gigging site.
Yeah.
Up past the flats. Because it was just a channel system. And it got deep, and then it would get shallow, and then basically you got out and drug your boat. Some people got waist deep in the mud, could barely get out.
I'm talking, that's dangerous. Yeah. I've been in that situation.
And basically, everybody that went up there placed.
Yeah.
Some people went up the first night and said, screw it, we ain't going back the second night.
They probably still placed.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Blaine and Levi, I think they went up the first night and didn't go the second night.
Wow.
And they got like 5th or 7th.
I mean, you see years like that, then you see years like last year. What's crazy is the worst point system probably ever, historically, for the gigging tournament was in 06 at the old schoolhouse. Mm-hmm. And then the best point system ever was in 2025 at the old schoolhouse. Yeah. So it's crazy. Like, it's two totally different outcomes on the same type of conditions, I guess you could say.
You get the right rain at the right time, it can change a lot of things.
So Chance won the tournament last year, 2025, just his third Blue Trophy win, and he broke the record, which was held by my wife's father and uncle, Jason and Trav Cornell, or Bub Cornell. You probably know him.
And they set that record on a big flood year
in 2001 or 2. Okay, 02, and it was like 2,204 points or something. You remember what it was?
2020 points.
2020
was approximate. They didn't have somebody didn't keep the records or something, but they thought
on a record year.
Yeah, they thought they killed 1,000 points the first night and 1,000 points the second night.
Okay,
so right at 2,000.
Yeah, so then Chance comes in, and that's been held, like he said. That was the record was set in 02, like smashed.
Oh yeah, because my dad and
like
Robin had it before that, and I believe it was 1,600.
Okay, I was thinking it was 1860 or something. Maybe it was 1680s. Maybe it was.
They beat it by 400, and then I beat it. TJ and I beat it by 400.
And TJ's a gigger, right?
He actually has gigged in the tournament once.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Were you sick or something?
We knocked a hole in our boat, and it was in the front, and our bilge pump was in the back. Didn't really do us any good in the back with me up front with the hole. So I could get in the back, and it would keep up.
I'll be dang. Did you guys place that year?
We got 3rd.
TJ can gig then.
He did okay.
Chances, if you guys don't know, if you should try to buy a ticket to see if you can win a trip to go with Chances to watch him gig. This dude can sling a gig. Those that do know, they know. But anyways, yeah. So it's cool to think that two totally different outcomes come from the same place. And when we talk about old schoolhouse versus the gigging flats, like this year is a 54th gigging tournament, the 54th annual. And so I guess you could say that 52 of them have been held at the gigging flats. Yeah. Were they anywhere else ever before? I don't remember my time. Maybe sometime.
I feel like no. I think they did a weigh-in one time over at the shelter house. I think I've heard my dad talk about that. That would have been like 80s probably, 80s or early 90s, probably 80s. Bad storm came in or something, and they, come back in at 11 o'clock. Or it might have been 12 o'clock then because it was probably 3 hours. And then they loaded everything up. Bad storm came in, and I think they went over to the shelter house and did the awards. Something like that.
So it's safe to say that at least 50 to 52 of these tournaments have been held at the gigging flats. And 2 so far, and now 3 this year will be held at Old Eucha. So when we talk about the difference, like Old Eucha's at one end of the lake and the gigging flats are at the total other end. So if you're going to the creek to gig, you still have to go all the way up down the whole lake, and we pass every cove and under the bridge and up the creek. And so anyways, it's just neat to think that 2 different outcomes from the lowest amount of points ever to the highest amount of points ever. It came from, and it's not the same. Like at the old schoolhouse, it's just not the same. Like
it's you think of the gigging tournament, you think of going to the gigging flats.
Yeah, I mean this is where you grow up. You know where everything's at, who's going to camp where, and
come off that hill and you see all the campers,
bunch of rednecks,
smoke, and
yeah, it's going to be different again.
Smell a 2-stroke.
Oh yeah, a mile away.
Not really anymore, but
smell a NETEC now. Mm-hmm. But no, this is
kind of 2-stroke.
This is the 54th tournament this year. And Chance and I were talking about before this. It's the 16th youth tournament already.
Yeah.
So it's actually cool. The youth tournament, actually, this made Max happy. Talking about the other night. So last year, Max got 3rd in the youth tournament. And I said, man, this was your year to win it because it was his last year being in it because he had just turned 10, how it fell last year. And it's 10 and under, and then it's 11 to 16. Is that right? Or 11 to 15?
11 to 15.
So they have 2 different tournaments. So the competition is a little easier for the young kids. So I told Max last year, man, you're a 10-year-old now. You're done. Well, then this year they changed the date a little bit, so he's still going to be 10, So he has one more year, and this will be hopefully his year to try to win it.
Yeah, because they hold the when we first started the youth tournament in whatever year that was, 16 years ago. It was a one night event. It was basically all kids versus all kids. There wasn't two different age groups.
Right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
And it was the weekend after the gigging tournament. Mm-hmm. And they did that for a few years. And then here recently they've switched it to the weekend before.
Yeah.
Except for last year because of weather.
Yeah.
So they postponed it, and it ended up being like 2 weeks after the gigging tournament. So Max's birthday is on the 15th of April.
Yeah.
And if it is before the weekend before the gigging tournament, the main gigging tournament, he'll still be 10.
Yep.
So he's still going to be the big dog on the 10-year-old side.
I told him he's got to win it this year. We got to leave this age group with a win and go to the next one. Then he's got.
He was pretty excited about it the other night.
Yeah, he said, "Do what?" So I'm still the young kids, because he's been waiting on this moment to be the old guy of the young kid group.
Yep. He doesn't have school that day.
Right.
He's going to come hang out with me all day. And
I think I have a wedding to go to, so I'm going to try to get back before the tournament, and he's going to get fired up a chance. He'll be lined out and ready. So yeah,
get down there and get his mind right.
I couldn't believe this was the 16th year of the youth tournament already. Golly. I mean, you got to think that there is a kid that was born when that thing started that now can't even compete in it anymore.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy to think about. 16 years of youth. And kudos to probably the best thing Green Country Giggers have ever done is focus it on the youth. I mean, because they're the future of gigging. So,
yep. And there'll actually be more youth contestants than there will be adults in the main tournament.
Yeah, and Cherokee Nation does a good job of like helping pitch in and they give away fishing poles
so much.
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff.
Every kid gets a prize. Every kid gets a fishing pole. I mean, it's a good deal.
Right. And if you have a kid, I mean, you're sitting there thinking, I don't have a gigging boat. No problem.
There's plenty of boats
for sure. Come down to the tournament. You and your kid can jump in with another person if you want to make sure you're with them.
Stack up kids in the same boat and keep their fish separate.
Yep.
That way everybody gets a chance.
Yep.
And the good thing with having those age brackets is somebody that's like you with Max gigging in the 10 and under. Mm-hmm. Your boat's available for the next one.
Right. Yep, exactly. And now it's 2-night.
And now it's a 2-night deal, so that makes it even better.
Yeah, so the youth, the 10 and unders the first night, and the 11 to 15 or 16, whatever you said it was, is night 2.
Yep. So that's going to be the first year of this deal, so we're going to try it out and kind of see how
I like
it goes.
that idea.
It's pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of simulates the main tournament,
right.
Friday and Saturday.
I think I can see the only problem with it is if you had a kid in both groups and you only had one day that you could do it, and that's going to be a bummer if you can't make both of them. But that's the life. I mean,
it's just kind of trial and error thing. We're trying to figure everything out. And
just real quick, when we're talking about the gigging tournament, I don't want to go into much historical detail because one of our future guests will take us down that road. But so stay tuned for that coming up in the next few episodes. But what all were changed this year as far as, because you went to the meeting a couple weeks ago?
So
just some things that really stood out to you.
I would say the main thing is the boat motor situation. The horsepower limit was changed on it. So for the last, I can't even remember how many years, probably 2018, so 8 years, it's been 15 horsepower boat motor only. You can modify it. That's not a stock 15 horse engine. You can, bore it out or.
And before that was 15 under, no modification.
Yeah. So leading up to, I'm going to call, 2016, it was 15 horsepower motor. It didn't say nothing in the rules about, you can bore your motor out, change the pistons or whatever. 2017 come along, they voted to do 15 horsepower stock. You buy a 15 horse, you can't do anything to it. Mm-hmm. How you bought it's how you have to run it.
Run what you brung.
Run what you brung. That's right. That lasted 2 years, 2017, 18, 19, maybe 3 years.
Yeah,
and then after that, we voted it back in 15 horsepower with mods, basically opening up the doors for the Evinrude E-Tech.
Yeah, with the brains and stuff.
Yep, you could change the chip on it, make it a lot faster. Basically, all the boat motors are computer driven now.
Yeah.
You can change your computer, tell it to do different things. So that basically opened the door up for it, and now everyone's got one of those. Well, at this meeting, they changed it up, so now you can run a 30 horse and do whatever you want to it.
Man,
so there's no telling what we might see down there this year.
What better year to have a 30 horse motor than the year that it's going to be at the old Eucha, though?
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, you go from getting up there in 14 minutes to maybe 10 or 11. Is it about 14 or 15 minutes probably?
No.
I thought it was something like that.
Probably like 7.
Is it that fast now? Golly.
It's not that bad.
Okay. Now you're going to be up there like 4 or 5.
Well, I'm still going to run the same motor.
Sure.
So, there'll definitely be some people who's going to – there's some gearheads, some hot rod guys that's what they do. They like jacking with the motors, and I'm not a mechanic.
Me neither.
My partner, he's kind of a mechanic, but we both have E-Techs, and they've been really good motors for us, so we're just going to roll with it.
Yeah.
Can't get going 40 mile an hour anyways.
That's right. Shut them down. They're everywhere.
But no, there'll be some high horsepower jets, and I would look to see a couple Tohatsu Megas.
Yeah.
Which are 50 horses with 25 horse plates on them.
You remember, this is back, I mean, this shows our age a little bit. Remember me showing you those videos of 4 a.m. motors?
Oh, yeah.
So that was when social media wasn't even really, I mean, I remember getting on YouTube and trying to find that company. Like, oh, there they are, made a little, they were taking Tohatsus and making them megas, and they're running, I don't even know how far.
They're fast.
They call them 4 a.m.s because duck hunters were buying them, and at 4 a.m. is when those reservations open, like buy a
That's
mega.
when you can take off.
You can take off at 4 a.m. So they were wanting the fastest motor to get to their holes, because you're racing to see who gets what hole and you set up your duck decoys where. So, anyways, yeah, they're called 4 a.m. motors, and I just wow, man, they would scream, dude.
They're pretty sweet.
Yeah,
and I actually bought one of those.
You said Mega Tohatsus?
Tohatsu Mega.
Tohatsu Mega.
Yeah, it's a 50 horse.
Yeah,
that
body.
Somewhere in like Europe is where they started this. They called it a mega, I think. Basically, 50 horse. It has a plate on the side that says 25 M25D.
Okay.
25 horse.
Gotcha.
The duck hunters figured that out.
Yeah.
And then they could also actually it was a Yamaha 25 horse 3-cylinder.
Mm-hmm.
You could put 40 horsepower carburetors on it. And change the reeds and some other stuff. I bought one of those and talk about run. Well, you and John used it.
Yeah.
When it was running,
I was the second one up creek at Spirit Tournament.
Yeah. When it would run, it was awesome. Yeah. But I'm not a mechanic, and it seemed like those carburetors were a pain to deal with.
Yeah, man, I'm the type of guy that barely put gas in something. I'm not a mechanic by any means.
But 30 horsepower motors, that's basically the main thing that stuck out at the meeting. They changed a few other things, but
are they doing a? Did I hear this, or maybe I made this up? But is there something to do with a package deal, like you can get in the tournament and like a camping spot or something? Am I crazy? Was there something like that?
So last year they added a camping fee. It was $100 for the Gigging Association leases the property off the city of Tulsa for a two week time span. Basically 1 week for the main gigging tournament and 1 week for the youth tournament.
Right.
$100 will get you camping for 14 days.
Gotcha.
This year, I believe they're going to leave that be the same.
In play. Okay.
There was 40 some campers last year. They said that they didn't really have any problems getting money out of anybody. So, kind of a good thing.
Does that generate some money for the Giggers Association, or does that just go to the city of Tulsa?
No, it all goes to the Gigging Association.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's a good idea then.
Last year they changed the entry fee for the gigging tournament. Last year it was $200.
Mm-hmm.
Basically $100 a man, which is fairly reasonable. I mean, if you've ever gotten a bass tournament or a big event that happens one a year, $200 is not a whole lot of money.
Right.
You have a year to save up. $200 isn't a lot, but I believe they're going to drop it this year to 150.
That's what I was
I
thinking.
didn't take notes.
I think you said 150 that night you came back.
The meeting lasted like 2 hours. I was ready to get out of there. Well, actually, come up here and do a podcast.
Yeah, we did a podcast that night
with Jared,
Keith and Jared.
Keith, yeah. But I think it's $150 or $125. They changed that. They are going to do a fish fry this year. We're going to clean. I think we're going to clean a barrel of fish, barrel of suckers, and feed them to the public on Saturday, along with a hog fry.
Cool.
So that's going to be back in play this year.
That needs to be in play.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Get the community out and have a little fish fry and a little hog fry, and give you something to do on Saturday.
Yeah, that's usually like around 1 or 2. Isn't it?
Usually around 2. Yeah. The shop pouches will be doing the cooking.
Of course, in April, you're trying to hit that spawn season is the whole point of it, but you're always also on the backside praying for good weather.
Oh yeah,
because it can be it can be cold, it can be
been
hot.
Down there when it's snowing, been when it's 80 degrees, been when the wind's blowing,
when the rain's coming in sideways.
Seems like very seldom do you get like the perfect weather. Like
about once every 5 years,
65 to 70 degrees, no wind. Yeah. I mean, sun shining.
Not very often.
It seems like it's always something.
Yeah, for sure. But that's part of trying to hit that spawn. So, any more updates on gigging?
I can't really remember if they talked about anything like that. Nothing super important.
Yeah, and we had fun the other night. That was a good time. I don't go as much as I should. I'm telling you, I live on the lake. I have a nice boat.
It's hard to get down there.
Finding time, man. And when I get there, I don't even want to take a phone call or anything. So it's nice to be there. But that was fun. I'm looking forward to Friday.
We usually try to go once a week.
Yeah.
TJ and I do. That's kind of our goal. During hunting season, it's a little different.
Yeah.
I'm putting all my efforts into trying to kill a big buck and working on deer heads.
You must not put much effort in it this year.
Yeah.
God, killing big deer is so easy. He made it look so hard.
Yeah, it's really easy.
Yeah, man.
It's really easy with a bow.
God, hunting's, I don't even know why we hunt. Could you imagine how much money we'd have if we just quit hunting?
Oh my gosh, I'd be a billionaire.
I mean, guarantee you, at least a quadrillion.
At least a thousandaire.
It's unreal how much money a guy can spend on a hobby has so little reward until it happens. Then it's the biggest reward ever. It seems like. But that's who we are, and we enjoy it. I don't have any other updates as far as Lake Eucha. I was kind of looking over my notes.
There is a big red horse gigging tournament at the end of this month.
Oh, really?
I believe it's on the 28th of February.
Is it a big 5 or just big 1?
Big 5, I believe. And that's going to be at Peyton's Place on the Illinois River.
Who's hosting it?
Jacob Jones and, I think it's the guy who owns Peyton's Place.
Okay.
So I think I saw the name Peyton on there. I'm not real sure.
Big 5 red horse?
Big 5 red horse, and then I think there'll be a side pot for like trash fish or something.
Cool.
I don't know if I'll get in it, but I'm gonna entertain it.
Yeah, that's a cool idea.
We've had a few down there before, and TJ and I we've had some pretty big bags on 5 red horse. We up there around 40 pounds one year on 5.
That's impressive. 40 pounds on 5 red horse. That's very impressive, actually. Man, I was sitting there thinking while you were talking how fast seasons change. Like, we went from talking about rut report to predator to gigging. And I don't even know if I'm really done talking about hunting.
Oh, I know.
I mean, it's just like I was sitting there thinking. I'm still doing a little bit of trapping. I have a few traps out. I caught another coyote. So I'm on coyote number 2, and I don't know how many coons I've caught. I have no idea, but only one possum. Pretty used to.
Wow.
I only caught possums.
That's all I used to trap was possum.
Yeah, I've kind of figured out how to get rid of those things. I think, or maybe they're just not finding my traps. But I am on 2 coyotes now. I was pretty proud of that. And anyways, yeah. 2 coyotes and a dog. I had to let the dog go. That was an adventure. But 2 coyotes so far. So yeah, that was fun. That's about to dwindle down. Here it's February 18th. So I guess in a sense for fur bearer was it the 28th. Is that right? The end of
I
February.
think so. Last day of February is into fur bear season.
Yeah, so that's dwindling down quick, and I'll probably pull all the traps up. I mean, I know you can still catch coyotes and stuff, but I've got other things. By then, I've got other things going on. Shed season's coming up quick. I am ready to look for some sheds. So I say coming up. I mean, it's not like it's a season that opens. We're just still got a few deer holding horns and still feeding corn and see how that goes. Do you have any deer that are holding horns still?
Yeah, actually, not. I haven't seen any big ones. I think one of my batteries finally is going out.
Yeah,
it's one of my original Tacticam batteries, which is, pretty old, 6, 7, probably 7 years old, something like that. I put it out about a week ago, and it lasted like 3 days.
No kidding.
And I mean, just went to zero.
Wow.
But there was a couple bucks that had both sides, and they weren't very big, but.
Yeah, I actually haven't had very many bucks on camera in the past probably week. And I'm not saying like I don't know if they're bucks or does. I can tell my does, but I had probably at one time there was 3 different bucks on camera, and one had one horn, the other 2 didn't. But then the next night there was 2 different bucks on camera at the same time that both had full dress still. So yeah, I would say it's any time. I think what I'm getting at is like there's really not a whole lot of deer movement right now, which it's warm. I mean, they don't need much. I mean, I don't know if corn's really necessary right now. So get some mineral out. That's something to keep deer entertained. Like I said last time, or maybe the time before last, get the Lucky Buck out or whatever mineral you're after.
I took some Lucky Buck out about a week ago and freshened up some spots.
Yeah.
Which I put it out all year long.
Yeah.
So.
It's very important right now, but it's always important.
They always eat it.
Yeah.
But right now is when they really need it.
Right. For sure. I don't have anything really else that cool.
No. We've already talked about our turkey hunts that were going on.
Yeah, got that one booked. That one's actually booked and paid for. And
I don't know when they come out with the draw for
that's what I was wondering.
Kansas.
Yeah, we're waiting to hear back.
I bet it's in March.
I think we said in the last episode, Chance said it was pretty sure we talked about how we put in for the Kansas draw hunt. So hopefully we're finding out. I got an email saying that they plan to draw February 23rd if everything goes.
Oh, really?
How they want, yeah.
For Kansas?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what the email said. I think it said they planned to draw February 23rd.
I knew it had to be fairly fast just because, like I said on the last one, so they can mail out tags.
It says, Dear Go Outdoors Kansas customer, thank you for submitting your spring turkey application. We plan to finalize the draw the week of February 23rd, 2026. Then it went on to talk about, making sure payment setups were good. So, which I actually looked and my payment setup is under your card.
I saw that.
I'm probably just going to leave that there forever.
I figured.
I thought, man, I better go check and make sure my card's the right number because it said if you're not set up by the 22nd, it won't go through. And
I looked before I submitted it, and I saw that both my cards were on there. I was like, okay, I know how this is going to go. Chaz is getting free turkey hunt. You can pay for my South Dakota one. I'll get the Kansas.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it.
How about that?
Man, friends like you who news enemies, man. I'll tell you what, I'll take care of like McDonald's lunch or something that day since you bought my turkey. What is the turkey tag? I don't even know what it is.
I think it's like $75.
Oh man, I have to buy a lot of McDonald's lunches. No, I'll get you back. I went to go, and I thought to myself, you know what? I'm just going to leave it because it's already set up. I don't want to screw something up. So
I was going to ask you.
After that, we'll switch it.
It's not real expensive, so I wasn't real worried about it.
Yeah.
Now, if it was the deer, I would be asking for your card. It's like $600.
I know. Yeah, it's some of those tags. Like Larry applies for some stuff that hammer you as soon as you apply.
Oh yeah, they take it all out.
Dude, he was showing me some tag expenses the other day, like $3,500, $2,000, $2,500, $1,500, like because he applied for a lot of different stuff, like in New Mexico and Idaho, and
I was looking at one and it.
Which you get it back if you don't draw. Of course, you want him to keep it. Like I mean, you actually at the end of the day, you want them to keep your money because that means you drew. But yeah, you can spend $10,000 real quick just applying for stuff.
That makes it tough for the everyday guy just to put in for it.
I mean, for sure.
You got to have an extra $5,000 just to put in, and not even you're not going to draw.
And those states are probably using that money for that 6 month period to they're making interest off.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I watched a bunch of videos.
They're generating something off.
They're generating millions of dollars of income just off of the interest of your money.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
By holding it for 5 months, because some of those states will hold it for 5 months.
Yeah, that's how this was. It was like I think he found out July, maybe a few of them, Idaho or something. I don't know my details for sure, but yeah,
crazy.
That's we need to figure out a way to do that.
No kidding.
Just send us your money. And
send us your money. We'll hold it for you.
We'll hold your hat for a while.
Yeah.
And we'll get you a hat later. And if you don't win the hat prize, then we'll just reimburse some of your money.
We'll hold it for you and take it to Grand Savings and put it in a CD.
We got some good ideas coming up here. No, but please, man, give us a shot. Support the Brush Creek podcast. They're cool patches.
Yeah, they're sweet.
I don't know if you can see it up close on the camera or not, but they're on our Facebook page as well, so jump on there and look. But Timmy did a good job on these. We got, like I said, we got more stuff coming. Hopefully some T-shirts very soon. Definitely some hoodies and possibly some short sleeve hoodies. I don't really have a whole lot. I don't want to bore you guys just sitting there yakking. We could talk about stuff all the time. But
we just want to give kind of a, Lake Eucha, Brush Creek update and talk about gigging for a little bit.
We went gigging for a reason, just so we could sit and visit about it. So
yep, we had a good time. And
man, it was good eating.
Yeah.
Golly.
And this weekend, we both have to work on Saturday. And we were talking earlier about possibly a shed hunt.
Yeah.
Saturday morning before work.
Yeah, we work 10 to 2 on Saturdays, and it's our weekend. We work every fourth Saturday, so talk about getting up early and getting some breakfast and hitting the woods for 2 or 3 hours and trying to find some sheds. So maybe we'll have something to talk about next week. We got some good guests coming up. Probably like 1 or 2 more guests to kind of finish up deer hunting. We're always going to have deer hunting guests. I'm not saying that. It's just that'll probably at that point we'll probably really flip into the next season. Yeah.
We got a guy coming that he killed a pretty good buck and kind of a crazy story, and we just kind of want to touch on a few things.
If I understood right, I think it's an 8-year-old deer.
Yeah, and it's like a 160-something inch buck.
And he chased this deer and chased it, and that was what I understood. I've heard that. I haven't actually heard the story because I don't want to hear it. My favorite thing is to listen to it live at the same time you guys hear it. And yeah, I've heard it's pretty cool. So looking forward to that. Yeah, other than that, I think things are going good. I look at our Spotify for creators, which is like a podcaster is what it used to be called. And so far, we've got right under 100 followers. And so if you're not, some people would just get on and listen. But please, if you don't mind, just subscribe to whatever platform you're listening on. If you're listening on Spotify, please just subscribe. That way Spotify knows that the more subscribers we have, the bigger influx they help push our actual podcast. So all that stuff, it just takes you a second, and it helps us a lot. But we've gotten over, I looked at something earlier, 1,876 total plays so far, 222 consumed hours, over 447 plays.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
A lot of hours.
Yeah, and that's just the past
last 30 days. Yeah,
that's just the past 30 days.
Don't say that.
667 is what we're going to call that consumed hours in the past 90 days. So, but yeah, the last 30 days. I think we're on the highs again. They kind of hit a little lull for a second, but now I think the word's spreading. I feel like people are really enjoying this. Man, we've continued just over and over and over to hear good feedback. And what's crazy is the feedback you never think you're going to hear. Like when some guy walks up to you don't even know if listens to the radio.
Oh yeah, and
he tells you he loves your podcast, and you're like, Do you listen to podcasts?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, man, I just love it. And Levi was telling us that on episode 15. I think it was after the episode. He was talking about his dad and a few of those guys that listen. It just blew my mind that some of those guys were listening. But, man, they like it.
Yeah.
There's been some guys I thought would never listen to us. And if they did, I thought they'd listen just to make fun of us, and they actually enjoy it. So it's been pretty cool. I mean, for sure. But it's been a fun ride. So if you haven't listened to, some of these last ones, if you're maybe just now starting – dude, you're not too far behind. We're only on episode 16. Jump back to 1, just start over. I mean, they're average probably 2 hours apiece. Like this one's going to be a short one, probably hour long episode. But
yeah, it's about right.
Yeah, it is. That's usually about what we do when we just talk ourselves.
Did you make a little video the other night when we were gigging?
Yeah, I did.
I saw you taking some pictures and some.
Yeah,
I'll
post it
around back there. I didn't know what all you had going on with it. I didn't know if you.
I might wait to
video like when we were gigging or just when we got back.
I actually didn't video much when you're actually gigging, so I might post this on Saturday morning when this episode releases. I might post a video with it just to kind of talk about what we just went through. But yeah, so if you're listening to it now, it's probably a good chance that the reel is up.
So it'll probably be a separate video to follow just us sitting here talking.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I might maybe Friday night I can get some more footage. So. Yeah. Anyways, I think that's about all I got. Please reach out to Chance or I, even via Snapchat, text message, phone call, stop by LNL.
Yeah, we have the hats they'll be for sale at L&L. There's just a handful of them left.
Yeah, we're kind of we done this first. I think we ordered 36 hats or something like that, or 30, however many it was. But this first little batch, we're just kind of just selling to some of the guys that wanted them right up front. After that, we're going to try to keep L&L stocked with them. And I don't know, maybe a little bit on the high side. Everybody's hats are high nowadays, but $29, and it's really just it's helping support the podcast more than anything. And you're going to get to wear the brand. So
it's not like we're
not going to retire off of it.
Yeah, we're not making any money on it. We're just putting it right back into the right back into.
We need to sell probably 5-10 million hats in order to retire.
Yeah, no kidding.
So, but start with 30.
But they're cool hats and they're comfy and we didn't go cheap. They have an arrowhead and a deer antlers on. I mean, it doesn't get much cooler than that. So
yeah, we didn't go cheap. These are good quality hats. I mean, Richardson 112's tried and true, and the new Pacific that Chance wears is so comfortable.
I'm a big fan of the Pacifics.
Yeah, very comfortable. It's not a mesh back. It is.
But it's cool though. It's not like a hot winter cap.
It's kind of like almost like a polyester maybe or something.
It's real soft.
It probably is all
P685.
P685 Pacific. Man, they're nice hats. Little trucker string on them. They're cool. They do a lot of like throwback camo.
Yeah. So
anyways, I think that's all I got. That's all you got, Chance?
That's it, man.
Yeah. Well, as always, do something cool, man. If you guys are out gigging, and shoot us some videos of what you killed, or let us know some lake reports. We'll try to keep the social media rolling. It's a weird time of year because we're not really doing much. I mean, like I've always got something to film or something cool when I'm sitting in a deer blind, but now I've just got to remember to keep building some cool reels and do something neat. So
trapping's kind of winding down.
Yeah.
We're going gigging a little bit, but
before long, me and Chance will be giving you guys some Lake Eucha fishing reports because we got a new little boat we like to fish in, and we're going to tear Lake Eucha up. So.
We like to catch some bass, and we like to catch crappie and catfish and
eat them. That's the
main
most important part.
Catch what you kill.
That's right.
Or cook what you kill.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in to episode 16. I have nothing further.
Nope. I think that's a wrap. Thank you guys.
Yeah. Please continue to share. And there's a few of you guys out there that share almost everything we post, and I truly appreciate that. Even if it bemes annoying to your friends, that's fine. Just keep pushing it.
Keep doing it. Maybe everyone else will get on board. And
because all the feedback we get is nothing but good. I hope to reach more people with this podcast. So, anyways, continue to like, subscribe, follow, share, all the things you guys do. Remember,
tell your friends.
Yeah,
text them, tell them, call them.
For sure, absolutely. Push the little 3 dots. Invite all your friends. Invite all 1,000 of them that it lets you invite, if you can. Continue just to support us, and thank you guys for all the feedback and the love, the support. It's been a pleasure. So we're enjoying doing this just one episode at a time.
Yep. And we'll see you guys next time.
All right. Thank you guys. Episode 17 will be coming up quick before you know it. Thank you all.